Welcome back to What Arty Noobs. This is the Bretagne Panther. It's a tier 6 French premium medium tank located on the south spawn of Malinovka, and this one is under the command of Citron01. Basically, it's a Panther Aslains produced during August of 1943 to June of 1944, captured by the French and put into service with them. Game on! Now it's got the 75mm gun, which is capable of 135 alpha, and it'll penetrate through 150mm of armour. In fact, he's also got some premium rounds, the APCR, capable of going through 194mm, and a few HE rounds as well. It's similar to most other Panthers, except of course because it's a tier 6 premium, it has slightly lower standards than the Panther at tier 7. Yes, it's your basic model, like the Poodle or the VK3002M, not as good as the German tier 7 Tech Tree Medium. Although all these shots are being taken at long range, which is why he was having difficulty trying to get shots on the target. But he got one on there. It takes a little while to dial in, 2.21 seconds aim time, and he was having difficulty trying to resolve the target at range because he was moving. But anyway, he's got one hit anyway. Maximum forward speed 55 kilometers an hour, not very fast, and he doesn't have great armor. It's got 80mm at the front of the hull, 40 at the sides and the rear, 100 on the front of the turret, on the mantlet, and 45 on the sides and rear. And he's decided to go into the dip, and it's very good on this ramp because this ramp can give you lots of shots on the enemy tanks as they go up the hill, and makes it very difficult for them to get hits. Well, that Black Prince had a very lucky shot which tracked him, and he's back up and running again. Now, one of the good things about this position is that you can not only spot the enemy tanks that are going up the hill, but by moving into this bush you can spot all the enemy tanks back at their cap area, and you're not likely to get spotted by him when you do that, so long as you don't open fire. Now he's picking up spotting assists for that Black Prince, but the Black Prince is the only tank that he's spotted going up the hill. That's kind of odd, because normally the enemy would go up the hill. And he's only spotted the one. In fact, he doesn't spot anything at all nearby it, and that's very, very odd. We do see a Tiger P hiding back in their spawn area, or just south of their spawn area. Now, one of our tanks, the Valiant, has just drowned himself. Not a very good move. I think he just didn't check where in the lake he was. He went straight into the centre. Good shot on the T-67 and a kill. Now Citron01, as you may know, does try to mark a lot of tanks, and at this moment he is trying to mark the Bretagne Panther, otherwise known as the Baguette Panther, because people don't like to pronounce Bretagne. Now, it's called the Bretagne Panther because it was actually in that area of France that it was actually captured. And he just got ammo-racked by the VK, so he's had to pull back onto the ramp again. Yeah, the two tanks that were captured were otherwise known as Bretagne or Dauphine. This is another name as well that was used, but we're not sure if that one's correct. It's Auvergne. Or is it Auvergne? Auvergne. Okay, he needs help with that VK because he's having difficulty trying to use his gun depression on him. It's 10 degrees of gun depression. And Churchill1 back at their cap area. Now that guy should have gone up the hill. It's a tier 7 game, and he's a tier 6 premium. So he's going to earn extra XP if he does hit higher tier opponents. But the Churchill is a lower tier opponent. Well, he got him. He's dead. And that gun depression again lets him down. This ramp is too steep, but he does get the kill. So 4 kills now for Citron. Now you may notice Citron does use a lot of APCR, but that's necessary in order for him to actually get enough damage to move up on the ranking to get his 3rd mark. He's already got 2 marks. What's the 3rd? One is the engine bay. The Tiger P was very late to move from that position. Oh, nice shot into the side. He's now tracked, so I think somebody is getting damage assist as well off that, because I don't think it was him who tracked him. Or it may have been, I'm not sure. Oh well. There's an IS over in the woods. They're 1 up on the enemy at the moment. I think that IS is going to make himself known very shortly. And it all depends on if he's got the 100mm gun or the 122. If he's got the 122, he could be dangerous. See a lot of shells going in there. And the enemy Arty is focusing on our Viz 44-1 up on top of the hill. The enemy Arty is a Hummel and an SU-122A. Well, he wasn't spotted when he moved into this position. Well, there's an IKV, pulls back to get pushed up, and he's starting to unload on the guy. Not going to help him sitting next to that rock unless he pulls around the other side. And if he does pull around the other side, good chance the Bretagne Panther to the south might actually get shots on him. Okay, the VZ's coming down. He needs to support that guy as he goes into the wood. He managed to get to the church okay. Okay, they both need to go in at the same time. Citron's staying here for the moment though. He's letting the VZ take most of the risk by doing what he's doing. He's out in the open. He's waiting for the IS to become visible so he can start firing. There he is. It looks to me like that's the 122mm gun. And now he's looking in our direction because of course he's taking a lot of damage from us. We're moving back so we can use the gun depression. Okay, the enemy Hummel got spotted. Okay, there's the IS again. Using the gun depression, no, because it was a bit too dilated when he fired. That's better. 1 more to kill. Oh, it ricocheted off, and the kill shot goes to the VZ-44. Well, he did lose a fair amount of hit points to that guy. There's the Hummel. Okay, if we can get him and 1 more, then that's the top gun. He's got the Hummel. He's now going for the IKV. 1 more shot to kill. Yes, he got him. So he's got his top gun. Okay, we still haven't found that IKV-90 still around. Just south of the cap area was where he was last seen, but I don't think he's there anymore. He's probably moved back to the woods at the back. Either that or he's hiding. There he is. He's trying to run away. Oh, just missed out there. Reload time standard is 4.03 seconds. I think his is shorter. Just saw the Chi too. And he's starting to take fire from that guy. 1 more shot to kill. Yep, got him. And the IKV is down, taken out by the Skoda, which means there's only 1 enemy left. It's the SU-122A. The Arty, somewhere in the woods. He's got 7 kills. If he can get this one, he gets a Radley's. So we look behind him. He doesn't want that guy to come near because he wants to get the kill. He needs that kill. Okay, he's been spotted by the SU-122, which means he's north of the bank, and here he is. 122mm gun. Oh! So close to a Radley's. He should have gone off to one side to actually shoot at the guys who was going past him, but no, unfortunately he stayed where he was, went straight towards the SU-122A, and they shotgunned him. And the SU-122A is trying to hide in the bush. doesn't work. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for Citron01 in the Bretagne Panther. You managed to get a spotter badge, a bruiser medal, a duelist, 5 effects, and out of the epic medals and battle heroes, you managed to get a patrol duty for being the only one spotting 6 enemy tanks whilst they were damaged, a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and a top gun for getting at least 6 kills. Would have been a Radley Walters if he'd actually driven to one side and forced the SU-122A to change his angle, because if you change the angle, it causes the reticule to bloom and it makes it much more difficult for him to get an accurate shot. So yeah, it's always a useful tip that if you're a tank trying to attack an Arty, keep moving and changing your angular orientation to them. So that is, move horizontally in front of them. It does increase the size of your vehicle, but on the other hand, it actually makes the reticule bloom, which makes it much more difficult for them to get a kill shot. On the other side of the coin, if you're an Arty and a tank comes towards you and they start changing the angle, get closer to get an accurate hit, or at least a splash hit on the enemy, and then you might get the kill that way. Anyway, let's have a look at the team score. Well, we can see in that game he did get the highest damage with 3,785 hit points. The second highest damage was the IKV-90, 2,157. If only his teammate had, or if he had gone after the IKV-90 instead of having to go after that Chihi instead, or Chitu, he would have actually ended up with the Radleys, because I think the Chitu was a bit too far away from his teammate for him to get accurate shots on that guy. Mind you, the Chitu was firing at Citron01, but if he'd taken out the IKV first, he would have got that kill, then he could have gone on to the Chitu, and that would have given him the Radleys. So 2157 to the IKV. The highest number of kills was to Citron01 with 7, just one short of his Radleys. 3 kills went to the SU-122A, which shows that he's actually a very good player, that guy. Obviously, one of those kills was Citron01, and he basically gave it to him on a plate. And when it came to base XP, it's Citron01 again, even though he died, 2,084 base XP. The second highest was the 105 FH-18B2, the Fifi La Pew Pew. He got 815 and 728 went to the Type 64. He fired 44 rounds, got 35 direct hits and 31 penetrations. 3,785 hit points of damage, of which 1,722 were at more than 300 meters. Quite a bit of long range shooting. He also picked up 2,388 of spotting assists. So combined damage on that one is to 4,000. Over 4,000 damage, either assisted or actual. Saying 6K combined damage. Oh, sorry, no, I'm wrong. It's me, it's wrong. It is 6K damage. What am I saying? Because, of course, he got that and that. Yes, that's 6. Okay, 68,813 credits. And after ammunition resupply, consumables and everything, he actually made a profit of 4,822, despite the fact that he did fire a fair amount of premium rounds. 4,064 on the XP. Gets a bonus, of course, because this is a premium vehicle. So not a bad first battle in the baguette. Let's have a look at the second battle and see how he gets on in that one. And in the second game, we've got Citron01 in the baguette on Studzianki. Okay, the baguette's got a very strong mantlet, like all Panthers, and a fairly accurate gun as well. On top of that, it's got good DPM, large hit point pool. It's got a powerful engine, well, sort of, fairly powerful. Large ammo count, which is 79 rounds in actuality. They really carried 79. They've only got 75 in the game. The bad things about it is it's got weak side armour, a front gearbox which is penetrable. That was a good hit. The front gearbox which can be penetrated and damaged by any shells hitting the lower plates. And it's got a large ammo rack as well, a very large ammo rack, and that is very susceptible to enemy fire. If you know where to hit the right place on a Panther, you can usually ammo rack him fairly easily if you know where. And that's just be after the turret, and well, it's quite a big ammo rack. I'd always recommend looking at the appropriate website. There is a website where you can actually see the position of all of the modules. They also have some fairly good battle assistant reticules there, so it's well worth going to the armoured. I've got the name of the site now, but I'll remember it later on. I'll come back to me the name of the site. I'll put it in the links down below, or I'll put it on the screen so you can see it there. Armoured Inspector, that's it. Armour Inspector. Yeah, that site actually not only shows you where the armour is strongest, just like Tanks GG does, but it does show you the position of the modules. That can be very useful if you know where to disable an enemy tank by putting the shell in the right place. It can make a big difference to a game. Nicely shot through the wall, got the T-34. Oh, big hit! In fact, it's a low roll, but he did get a good hit. That P-43 Biz is a bit of a worry, because of course he's potentially got the 90mm gun. The P-43, it's on its own, it's only a 75mm, but with the Biz you actually get the 90mm. Tier 6 game, Tier 5 tanks in it. Yep, that's the 90mm gun, 240 Alpha. So he does need to worry about that guy, because he can do more damage than... oh, and that's Arty. I heard it. Yeah, he can do more damage than Citron01 can with each shot. And there's another Arty round inbound. Missed. Oh, but he got a good hit on the SU-100, and the T-34 very vulnerable in that spot, and he's just sitting there. Ow! We got hit by the Fifi. That was an accurate shot, and he needs to get out. He got got a hit on the T-34, took him out. He's now trying to kill the SU-100, but he's being stationary while he's doing it, and that's making him vulnerable to that enemy RT. And here comes another one, just narrowly misses him. He switched back to the APCR. In fact, he has to, because that's a Thunderbolt, and they've got extra armour on the front of the vehicle. Bounced around from the P-43. That was a 90mm round again. He's got to watch out on that guy. Well, he managed to penetrate the Thunderbolt with the premium ammo. But you need to change position, otherwise you are going to be vulnerable. And as he's departing, I think there's Arty rounds coming in after him. But he's pulled away, which is the correct thing to do, because once the once a Fifi has actually got his sights dialed in on you, you can be very vulnerable. So changing position is probably the best thing he can do at the moment. Plus, of course, he might get shots on that P-43 as he comes across the top. Narrowly missed that one. He's going for the turret. There's the Thunderbolt. Is he going to go up center? He's trying to stay as far away as he can. Because remember, this tank doesn't have much in the way of armor. He doesn't want to give that guy an easy shot. He's close enough now to get a shot on the P-43, and he just killed the Valiant. Our Arty's also having a go at the P-43. There's an enemy tank destroyed, the AT-2. There he is. Now from the side, he can penetrate him with APCR. He switched to premium. Unfortunately, he's angled at the moment, and that's not making it easy. But he does get a pen on the turret, and he's gone. He's down to just 2 rounds of APCR, so he switched back to his standard rounds now. He's going to find it a lot more difficult to penetrate that Thunderbolt with standard ammo. He needs to hit weak spots, and that means he's got to try and hit the rear of the vehicle, not the front. That's it. Oh, behind the armor plates. Yes, he got that one in. One more in the rear. Yes, he got him. Did take some rounds though. And we've got to worry about that P43 because we're side onto him as we're crossing the centre part. Ow! No, that's what I was worried about. The 90mm round went through his side. But he has got sight of the enemy now, and he just spotted the enemy Arty. And the T1 Heavy, who appears to be AFK. Because his gun barrel's not moving at all, even though he's getting punctured. Yeah, he's an easy kill. Just load up the ammo and quickly take him out of the game. He's going to get enough hit points off this game to certainly advance him. 3.5k. Here comes an enemy light tank. It's a Super Chaffee. He's got the 76mm gun. Gets one round into him, but he did take a round. Now, where's that P43? Oh, that was the enemy Arty, and he didn't like us because obviously we put a round into him. He's blind firing him now. Super Chaffee got some spotting off him, but he's blind firing. He can't find the enemy Fifi. We know he's over there, and we know the direction because obviously that's where he fired from, and we just spotted him. He was a bit lower than we thought. He's out the game. Now, it's just a P43 left. He's the last one on the enemy team. One good shot on the turret and he's out the game. Yes! But he didn't get the kill. The kill went to the Type 64. But it is a victory. Here's the end of battle results. And that was the third mark game for Citron01 in the Baguette. He managed to get a ace tanker as well during that game. Well, not surprising considering the amount of damage he did. A spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000. A bruiser for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 15. A hand of God for surviving the battle, having received damage from 4 different enemies. A fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He ended up with 5, just one short of getting a top gun. And he also picked up a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. On top of that, he managed to get a patrol duty for spotting, being the only one spotting 6 enemy tanks whilst they were damaged. A Confederate for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else in his team, and also a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game. I think it's more impressive that he got a Confederate, considering how many kills he managed to get in that game. It means he was certainly putting it about a lot. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, there he is, right at the top of the table, 3,891 hit points of damage. The second highest damage was the P43 Biz, that was the last enemy dead. 1,399 hit points went to him, and then the Fifi, obviously he hit us as well, 1,394 hit points to him. So those two were the best players on the enemy team. Of course, the best player on Citron's team was Citron, and he managed to get the highest number of kills with 5. 3 kills went to the 60G FT and also to the P43 Biz. And when it came to base XP, look at that, 1,991, a very high score indeed. Second highest was the Type 64 with 702. Third highest was the T3485 with only 488. Let's have a look at detail. 53 shots fired. 37 direct hits and 32 penetrations. He had less accuracy on this one. Well, not so much accuracy. There was a few shots he took where, okay, he didn't hit the target. He was rushing the shot, and he did fire a few blind shots. And obviously, when you fire blind shots, you might not hit the target. So you expect a few shots to go astray. 1,222 hit points of damage done at more than 300 meters, but still 3,891 hit points overall. That's a very good score. 8 hits received from the enemy, 3 penetrations, 3 non-penetrations, and 5 hits by way of splash. Yes, he was on the receiving end of quite a bit of HE from the Arty. 720 hit points of damage blocked by armor, 7 enemy vehicles spotted, 11 enemy vehicles damaged, 5 killed, and 1,547 hit points of spotting assist in that one. So I think if you add that one together, it's 5,300 hit points. Is it 5,300? Not quite. Yes, it is. Yes, sorry. Yes, it is. 5,300 of combined damage. If we look at the credits, we can see that he earned 68,644 for the game, and even though he used premium ammo, he still made a profit of 3,646. He earned 3,883 experience points as well, but the best thing he earned out of that battle was the third mark of excellence, which is now in his barrel for good. So well done to Citron01, another tank that he's third marked, because of course just recently he's been third marking quite a lot and doing rather well. I hope you enjoyed those replays. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And please do let other people know that we've got a second channel called The General, where you can watch really great battles, earning lots of kills, and there's no commentary to spoil it, and it's with a Virgin client, so there's no mods as well. Thanks for watching.